What's good, YouTube? Chris from Team Innovation here, bringing you guys this weekend's Q&A. So without further ado, let's begin. Got a lot of good questions this week, guys. Let's keep the Q&As rolling. Ninjanos the Fourth asks, even though you like OTK decks, do you think OTK heroes or control heroes are a better choice? So basically, between control and OTK heroes, which one I think is a better choice? I think, honestly, where the game is right now, control heroes is definitely the better choice. Pretty much Dark Law with some back row is pretty much going to set you up pretty good against the meta. Because Burning Abyss is weak against the Dark Law, Shadows are weak against Dark Law. Your only bad matchup will be Cleave. Now, post Blaze, the release of Blaze Man, and hopefully the release of Stratos off the ban list, OTK heroes become more of a thing because they spam out really quick. Blaze Man offers you a lot of polymerization plays. Haven't tested the build yet, but from watching OCG results, the deck is insane. And apparently, with the I think they're called the Scepters or whatever, those light monsters, the deck is even faster. So definitely OTK heroes post the release of Blaze Man. So, but right now, control heroes are better. Kyle McMichael asked me, can you please make a video on how to use a smartphone, iPhone, to make a yugitube? I've been wanting to become one for a while, but only have an iPhone. So basically, he asked me to do a video request on how to make a how to do yugitubing using iPhone and or smartphone, because he wanted to YouTube for a while. And while I could make a big video on that, Kyle, I'm just gonna be straightforward with you. You gotta crawl before you can walk. Like, I've been using my phone for about almost a year now, so, and my videos are pretty much decent. Like, a lot of my subscribers have told me my video might not have the best, you know, like quality as far as visual wise in the world, my information is there. So Kyle, as long as you have a good message to bring to the YouTube game, just using your standard phone and some decent lighting like I have right now is perfectly fine in my personal opinion. Then you can also do things like vlogs like I do, which is where you go outside, talk about what's going on in your day. And then, you know, in most Android phones, like not like iPhones and stuff, you can get some pretty decent quality and good lighting like when you're at locals or at events. So I suggest doing things like I do, like vlogs, and or if you're gonna film at home, make sure you have really bright lights. Like right now where my camera's filming, it's under a decent yellow light that's pointing down, so the quality is somewhat decent. It's not Paul from Team APS quality, but is basically it's decent. So crawl before you can walk. I'm going through the same thing. Post when the Essence channel get more subscribers and YouTube start giving me that YouTube paycheck, I'll invest. I'm definitely gonna invest into a camera because I do want to improve the quality of this channel, and I suggest you do the same when you make your channel and your channel starts to grow. So Kyle, instead of making a video, if you watch this Q&A, there's your answer on how to YouTube with a smartphone. Angry Grandpa is awesome asked. That's a funny name, by the way. Do you think Heavy Storm or Monster Reborn should be unbanned? Let me see. Heavy Storm? No, because I really hated back in the day when it was you open up a handful of all traps, and if you set 2 to 3, they Heavy Storm, you pretty much get blown out of the water. And everyone had to rely on things like Starlight Road to protect your ass from Heavy Storm. If you didn't have Starlight Road, you're pretty much screwed. I hated those days. I felt like the game was really unfair back then because you can just literally. Because right now we have hands where it's like, damn, all I have is back row. I'm about to set these back row and hope I don't get OTK. Imagine I have to go against Heavy Storm. I mean, the OCG is currently going through a Harpy's Feather Duster format, but I think that's only because everything has to come off the ban list at least once. So since we had Heavy Storm, I think honestly we'll have Feather Duster come off the ban list before Heavy Storm, but hopefully with an errata, because I do not want to see Heavy Storm come back and or Feather Duster. But if Feather Duster does come back, make it post Nationals, so that way we won't have a crazy format. Make it a small little format in between post Nationals and next winter. Kind of like how we had this past year with the whole, or kind of like how the Dragon Root format had with 6 Sense. But if I was to choose anyone to come, but if I was to choose between Monster Reborn and or Heavy Storm, though, it'd definitely be Monster Reborn. Even though I do believe both are unhealthy for the game. Top deck Monster Reborn does happen, and it is a thing, and it's really retarded. So if I was to choose the one, it would be Monster Born. Brady Too Cold asks, if you could bring one Yu-Gi-Oh monster to life, what monster would it be? Well, let me see. What's my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh monster? I really don't have one, honestly. I guess it'd be something dealing with wolves, but I don't know. Okay, screw it. I guess if I could bring back any Yu-Gi-Oh monster to life, it'd probably be the gadgets, just because I have a thing with them. So yeah, gadgets, I guess. I really never really had a favorite Yu-Gi-Oh monster, guys. Even though I used to love the anime as a kid, it was just one of those things like, oh my god, this anime is really cool. I never really favored Dark Magician and or Blue Eyes. I just wanted to be a gamer. So I guess that hope that's crappy answer solves your question. 10 Ridge Runner asks, do you prefer older decks 06 to 012 or newer decks 2013 2015? It would definitely be honestly now 2013 2015. Like, I did take a break from 2007 to 2012. 2012 when I came back in, so I do remember older decks back then. And honestly, the game is, when you really think about it, dude, the game has always been retarded. Like, we've always had formats where it's like, even Go format, we can sit up here and bitch around about this format, but the game was insane. They had nothing but power cards. So it's like, you have your Confiscation, your Ring of Destruction, your BLS, your Emperor Dragon. You just had basically power cards, and it was basically who's going to get blown out by power cards. And throughout the game's history, it's been power decks like Wind-Up and Insectors and everything else. So if I was to choose between power cards and power decks, I definitely have a power deck like Wind-Up format. But I like the newer decks now. I do enjoy the fast pace of the game, even though I do bitch about the unfairness of the game. If I was to choose my favorite format, though, or favorite type of decks, it will definitely be the Fire Fist format of this year. Not reason being because the game was so balanced. It was like everything was back and forth tempo. Wasn't nothing too overpowerful, and a lot of rogue decks had a chance of winning. And that, honestly, that format, in my personal opinion, proved who was skillful versus who was not skillful due to the tops. Almost every pro player went to events and topped. A lot of scrubs didn't top. Now it's like, with the decks we have now, it makes the players, in my personal opinion, a lot worse. Mainly because the decks pretty much do everything right off the bat with little to no thinking process. So I definitely prefer the newer decks, though, honestly, due to the fact that the speed that it added to the game. But I do like the older decks due to the fact of how it basically talks to the fundamentals of Yu-Gi-Oh! And how to think. So I guess that solves your answer. Hope that answered your question pretty well. Yu-Gi-Oh! Really Yu-Gi-Oh! Monster asks, can Giant Trunade come back? Honestly, I think it can. A lot of people will argue with me on that one, but I don't see why not. At least for a format, I don't really know what it can do. I mean, you can bounce back everything and go for your OTK, which would be kind of retarded, but at the same time, it'll force players to run cards like Threatening Roar. One of the arguments that on why people say it can't come back is because you can't stop it pretty much. Once it activates, there's no Starlight Road forward. There's nothing like that. So, and plus it resets your things like your Phoenix Chains and your Call of the Hundreds. But I think honestly it can come back for a format. I'd rather have my stuff trunaded than just have my stuff Heavy Storm. Personal opinion. So I think Trunade can come back for a format, and then someone will find a way to break it, and then it's gonna get banned. So yeah, definitely can come back in my personal opinion. Dan940 asks, what are your thoughts on Batterymen? I think Batterymen is a good tier 2.5 deck, almost a tier 3 level. And the only reason it's a good tier 2 to tier 0.5 deck because it can OTK. But at the same time, it's not that consistent. So take that with a grain of salt. If you can make the deck better, go for it. If not, just try to focus on the OTK as quick as possible. Main deck your Regaki, main deck your Dark Holes. But I do think the deck can put in some damage. Okay, Commander War 4. Not talking about anything. Ninjanos the 4th was discussing some things. Okay, David Miskizik asks, What will be your top 3 budget decks of the format? What cards should you pick up before the next set drops? And what's one non-meta deck you will be able to be competitive in this format? Okay, my top 3 budget decks of the format. Heroes, heroes, heroes. Okay, now I'm just fucking with y'all. On some real shit though, I would like to have my top 3 budget deck will be. Actually, I made a video on this. Check out my top 5 budget decks of the format. If I remember, link will be in the description below. But as a refresher, if I have top 3, it'd definitely be between heroes off the back, Evil Sworn because it can stun Necros and Necros will be a thing, and or Infernoids. The deck seems like it can do some pretty annoying things. I had Yosenju in there at one point, but at the same time, it depends. Okay, a hash up between Infernoids and Yosenju like neck and neck. But definitely Heroes number 1 and Evil Sworn number 2 based on the fact that Evil Sworn can counter the meta. So David Misclick, I hope this follows your answer. And he also asked, and for his question when he said, what one non-meta deck you will build competitive in this format? Non-meta deck, if I was to build a non-meta deck competitive, which one would it be? I haven't really thought about this one, honestly. This format is all about no back row OTK. So honestly, non-meta deck, I would have to go with Monster Mash due to the fact that it doesn't run back row. So it follows trends of no back row, and your opponent's trip MST will be dead. And it takes advantage of the fact that your opponent's trying to go for the OTK. So for you guys that don't know what Monster Mash is, it's basically a deck that runs all monsters and it flows pretty well. And with cards like Swordsman or Revealing Light, with the monster, the one that when he comes from the hand, pop a monster. I think the deck has a lot of potential, so definitely Monster Mash will be a non-meta deck. I'll try to bring to light, try to build a competitive in this format if I wasn't playing Heroes. And I had the cards for the deck, because that deck does need a lot of cards. Ice Demon Toya number 2 asks, playing Gear Trap Tricks, what do you think about main decking Deep Dark Hole? I originally pitted to 3 to help me with the Shadow matchup, but with the release of Niklaus, what makes it viable against 3 out of the 4 top decks? Okay, Deep Dark Trap Hole is the one, if I remember correctly, it's the one that says when your opponent special summons a level 5 or higher monster, banish it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me just look it up real quick, guys. Give me 1 second. I do have my computer in front of me, so I shouldn't be guessing. Load, bitch, load. That's the slowest computer in the world. I'll be glad when I get a new one. Deep Dark Trap Hole, Deep Dark, here it goes. Okay, so yeah, it's the one when a level 5 or higher affect monster and or affect monsters, it's special summon banish those monsters. And he said he ran it for Shadows. So he says with the release of Niklaus, it makes it viable 3 out of 4 top decks. So what I think about it, honestly, it seems like a good card. I would have preferred I would have argued with you back in the day to run Treacherous Trap Hole Nightmare, because correct me if I'm wrong, guys, I believe Deep Dark Trap Hole got an errata name change into something called, let me just check it right now, I'm already right here. Let me see, Deep Dark Trap Hole ruling. Deep Dark Trap Hole errata. I believe it got its name changed to something else, making Trap Tricks Trap Hole Nightmare not being able to search it. So let me see, I think it got changed to Darkfall. I'm on this wiki. On the wiki. Okay, that was something completely different. So, yeah, seemed like I was tweaking. So, Deep Dark Trap Hole definitely sounds like a good viable pick. Only thing about the Niklaus matchup, though, they do make that level 4 and that level 3. That level 4 guy pretty much says special monster effects are negated, and the level 3 guy pretty much make your monsters weak, so they're like a wombo combo, if you will. So if anything, I'll try out that in a side deck, but for Niklaus, but try out Time Space Trap Hole as well, and see which one works better for you. I'm in favor of Time Space because it does send back Dante's for your Burning Abyss matchup. So that way, at least won't trigger Dante's effect. So Ice Demon 2, I hope that helps. Antonio Virgil asked, Infernace can destroy. Oh, he was just asking me about the he was telling me Infernoids can destroy Yangzine because Infernoid Systemistas, whatever how you pronounce that. And he asked me, can I make a Facebook team page for Team Innovation Yu-Gi-Oh? And then he asked me a non-Yu-Gi-Oh related question. But do you watch Dragon Ball? And if so, who's my favorite character in YPS? Dragon Ball is better than Power Rangers. So, Antonio Virgil, as far as the Inferno thing, didn't know that. Thank you. As far as the Facebook fan page, I was planning on making a Facebook fan page for Team Innovation Yu-Gi-Oh! Once I hit 1K subscribers. And so far, currently, we are at 924 subscribers. So, once we get to 1K subscribers, I'm definitely going to make a Facebook fan page. I just don't want to jump on a Facebook fan page thing right away. I wanted to build my subscriber base up first before I did that. Because I have a lot of plans for the Facebook fan page. One of the things I'll spoil now, when I do build a Facebook fan page, it will have exclusive footage for the subscribers. So I will be doing my vlogs, a lot more vlogs on the fan page, just to keep you guys more entertained throughout the day. So when I'm not active on YouTube, you guys have something to see on my Facebook. Now I'm not gonna lie, all of it won't be Yu-Gi-Oh related, but at the same time, it'll be a lot of me and stuff I do, and I will obviously have tons and tons of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. So tons of ideas for the Facebook fan page. I just want to hit my numbers first. And as far as I'm a big Dragon Ball Z character fan, am I a Dragon Ball fan? Pretty much. I don't know why I'm getting tongue-tied, guys. It's like 12:19 at night. I guess I'm kind of tired. Should have had this video up, but I've been slacking all day, resting up and shit. And I'm a big advocate of the Dragon Ball series. I've seen all of them from Dragon Ball up until GT. I've seen pretty much all the movies except Battle of the Gods. And my favorite character, I would have to say, was Teenage Gohan and Future Trunks. Teenage Gohan was a badass. Growing up, when I was 13 years old, he was 13 years old, and I was watching Dragon Ball faithfully. It was kind of one of those things like, hey, we're the same age, so he's my favorite character. Then as I got older, I realized Gohan bitches a lot and complains, and I hated that. And plus, he started slacking due to school, and he wasn't as powerful as he should be. He didn't meet his potential. As far as Future Trunks, I love his character. He has a badass character. He was a badass character playing no games. But right now, as I'm an adult, my favorite characters are stuck between two people. And that's honestly Goku. Why? Because he's a beast. And number one is, okay, it's not between. Goku because he's a beast. But number one favorite character is Bardock. Because Bardock is a goon. Like, just him just standing up for his whole civilization was amazing to me. And the fact that he turned out to be the legendary Super Saiyan was even more awesome. Like, I think honestly Bardock was one of those characters that's like, wow. He was smarter than the average bear. He caught on to Frieza's bullshit. And he wasn't a pussy. Like, he saw that he knew Frieza was stronger than him and no one would give him help, so he just flew out to space like, Frieza, come on, I'm tired of this shit. Let's do this. And epic fight scene. For you guys that have not seen Bardock the Fighter Goku, check it out because, man, that movie, honestly, him and Future Trunks touched me. Those movies really touched me, low-key. So, yeah, definitely a big Dragon Ball fan, Antonio Virgil. Katsunic asks, do you think OTK heavy decks have a good chance of competing with the meta? And why? What are your thoughts on one-for-one formats and if they are better for the game? OTK heavy decks, do OTK heavy decks have a good chance of competing in the meta with the meta, and why? Yeah, I do, because I think they do, because the meta is pretty much OTK heavy right now, with the exception of Cleafor. What kind of OTK heavy deck would that be? I honestly have no idea. If you have an idea, try it out. Anything clearing boards with Raigeki and Dark Hole is probably going to pretty much get you there. And thoughts on one-for-one deck formats, if they're better for the game? I think they are. I think they teach you the fundamentals of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, once again, going back to the Fire Fist format, that was definitely a one-for-one format. And it made you use your resources wisely without everything how it is now, where it's like, oh man, I play her. Guess what? My deck did all the stuff and get my resources right back. Like I said, I see so many Clee players misplaying, and then they come back and win because their deck, oh, pendulum, back again. It's like it rewards people for being stupid, which is why I hate the pendulum mechanic. But at the same time, it's like it is what it is. I still love the format for what it is. Brian Cabrera asks, "Will Satellars become tier 1 with Star Seraphs and Elder God Noden?" I do remember back when I was on the street looking for gadget lists to test out that Satellars was raping everything. But at the same time, though, Kleeforce is still a deck. And honestly, in my personal opinion, if I have a #1 deck for the format, it will be Kleeforce, even with the Star Seraph support. Just the fact of skill drain and vanity, like that is the 2-card combo deck killer. Like the deck can officially run both of them, and the deck can just wreck phase, as you guys already know. So definitely, I can see definitely Satellars being up there though. Okay, how am I thinking? Yeah, it will be a tier 1 contender, but we're gonna also have Clees, BA, Heroes. I think we're gonna have maybe a 5 to 6 deck format, all highly competitive. So definitely tier 1 when I really think about it. Let me see, make sure I have more questions. Just want to make sure up in here. Okay. Gogeta ZZZ asks, if you were stuck on an island with one YouTuber, who would it be and why? Let me see. If I was stuck on an island with a YouTuber, who would it be? Let me see. I do watch yugitube. I really don't have any favorites, honestly. Like, I guess it would be. I guess it would be Paul from Team FPS. Reason being, he's like the only outside of all the YouTubers who I have met in real life and do know. Paul's like one of my favorites. He's one of the coolest, honestly. We talk on Facebook from time to time. So if I was to be, and I can honestly say, like, if I live where Paul lives, I'm kind of not sure. I think he lives in Georgia. I don't know. But if I did live where Paul lived at, I can honestly see him being the type of person I hang around. He just seems like a really cool, laid-back dude out of all the YouTubers I met. So it'd definitely be Paul, because I think, honestly, me and him will be cool with each other. Actually, what the fuck am I thinking? I forget there were female YouTubers. Okay, my bad, Paul. You're cool as hell, though. Paul should be stuck on an island with one YouTuber. Who would it be and why? Definitely Mecha Jayon, aka Jackie. Reason being, fine as fuck, and we're both on an island. Hey, shit might get real. Oh man, I straight tweet, guys. I'm sorry. I had to go straight nigga mode right there for a minute. I'm like, hold on. There's a female. There are female YouTubers. Why am I bringing up a guy? Yeah, straight tweet. If I had to choose a guy, it'd definitely be Paul, because we cool as hell. But if I just had to choose a YouTuber in general, it'd definitely be be Mecha Jayon, because she's sexy as fuck to me. Sorry, I'm black and Puerto Rican. We like curvy women, and she is definitely curvy. Her boyfriend is lucky. Now, next question. Rado14 asks me, what do you think is the most optimal build for Heroes? Building it as soon as released. Well, the most optimal build for Heroes, like somebody already pretty much asked me earlier in the Q&A. So my personal opinion is control Heroes with Dark Law. Dark Law with some back row, pretty much GG no re. Make sure you're playing your Dark Law right and don't go into them right away. And last but not least, final question. Romeo Barnes asks, what do you think of Volcanics? I've been testing it recently and I really like it. Summoner Monk allows you to play rank 4s, blah, 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 blah. So pretty much, ask me in short, what do I think of Volcanics? I think honestly the deck is annoying. It's a solid tier 2 deck. It kind of reminds me of Gadgets within the fact that how it keeps its 1-for-1 advantage. And the deck can play Wing Blast, which is honestly one of the best traps in the game. So I do think of Volcanics being a really decent deck. I think it's a good tier 2 deck, and I won't be surprised if it top a few regionals soon. So, all that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this week's Q&A. As always, comment down in the comment section below your questions for next week's Q&A. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today's Q&A. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. I would really enjoy that. As always, I do these videos because I truly believe in helping you guys become better players, and I truly believe you guys help me become a better player. So once again, Chris from Team Innovation. I am signing out. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Bye bye.